I want to take a few minutes and welcome everybody here today. We are thrilled to be basically inaugurating this gorgeous, gorgeous sculpture. And what a day to be doing this with this weather, which is a little chilly but bright and sunny, to show off this beautiful piece of work. I'm Kathy Malloy. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Greater Hartford Arts Council, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Hartford Public Library for the dedication of Song of Books by Howard Kalish. This sculpture is a wonderful example of how art can help transform and revitalize a neighborhood and bring the community together. The Greater Hartford Arts Council is proud to have partnered with the City of Hartford and the Hartford Public Library to commission this fantastic new piece of work. This effort is a perfect example of the power of collaboration. By joining forces to implement this new sculpture, we were able to leverage resources and share responsibility, tools, and services. The result of this collaboration resulted in a tremendous public benefit for those who live, work, and visit Hartford. The Greater Hartford Arts Council is delighted to continue to manage the public art in the capital city, from new art to maintaining the historic pieces that are already here. None of this would be possible without the generous support of the City of Hartford. Thank you to Matt Poland of the Hartford Public Library, Mayor Pedro Segarra for his support, and Howard Kalish for creating Song of Books. At this time, I'd like to call up our mayor and our friend, Mayor Pedro Segarra.
Thank you so much, and it is such a beautiful day today, such a great afternoon with the sun shining, giving a spotlight to this wonderful piece of art. You know, this avenue here, it's such an incredible avenue. We have 17,000 cars that travel through here every day, so it's going to have a big audience. But we're also working to make sure that we re-energize and revitalize Albany Avenue. So over the next couple of years, you're going to be seeing significant activity as we work with the Hartford Authority to redo Westbrook Village and Bowles Park, as we put in about $20 million worth of a brand new streetscape along Albany Avenue. This library and this wonderful work of art will be part of what will be known as the first node. And the first node is trying to leverage the library, the Artist Collective, the Dr. Johnny Rogers Cultural Center. We have some programs at our house across the street to make sure that we start to create some synergy so that this road isn't a way for people to get quickly in and out of the city, but actually is a road that also serves to connect our neighborhoods and connect all these different wonderful things that we're trying to produce. This library will be a part of that campus. It will be a very central place, and anybody who's been watching very carefully what the Central Library Branch has done for the city in bringing people together will understand how important this particular library would be in terms of bringing people together. In addition to this being also a place that we're going to re-energize and bring these assets together, this is going to have a very strong cultural component. So we're hoping that arts will be central to that. The art, such as this piece of work, along with the art that's generated at the Artist Collective, and the art that will be here and the cultural assets that will be here. Johnny Rogers was a former professor of mine. He was a man who was so much into books. And he always said, if you want to get ahead in life, you have to make sure that you read, that you read, that you read, that you read. He was a self-educated historian who got an honorary doctorate from the University of Hartford, and he was self-taught. So I really want to thank also the artists for this impressive work of art, Song of Books, Howard Kalish, because this is a wonderful work of art that I think also is a good way to invest in our community. And this program of 1% for the arts will continue to give us more resources so that the Art Council can assist us in making sure that we can make the right investment. So thank you so much for being here. Thank Matt for your dedication, and Kathy, for your wonderful assistance in this effort of making sure that we get good art to accompany our public spaces and our public building. And at this time, I'd like to introduce the man who has really been transforming our libraries and helping to transform our communities, Mr. Matt Poland.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and welcome to all of you again to our Albany Avenue branch. I think as you look at this particular sculpture, I want you to think of one thing. Or many things, Howard, but there's one thing in particular that I'd like to share. When we talked about what we wanted to have this space be like, we wanted to have something that was inspirational and hopeful. Because of the transformation of our neighborhoods, this neighborhood and others in Hartford, having these symbols of hope and possibility are really important. And if you look at a musical staff, which is what this is based on, the musical staff with its notes on it are pretty irrelevant just as notes. The only time the notes make any sense is when they leave the page. And so as we looked at this particular piece of art and the work that Howard did, you see this staff in the background with the books as notes escaping the page. The sound of these notes, the books leaving the page and becoming part of our community, part of our history, is really what's most important about the work that was done here. It's not only whimsical in many ways, but it can be very transformative in the visual impact that it has, and the craftsmanship, which I think you'll all agree is really spectacular. In addition to being very pleased to have worked with people from the Arts Council and the arts community, we're sorry that Dolly McLean couldn't be here. She was a key partner through all of this with us as well. I want to just tell you that this artist won a very significant competition for those who were involved in this. There were a number of people who wanted to do something in this space. Howard is an artist who hails from Brooklyn, New York, where he has been producing sculptures, teaching and curating for more than 20 years. He's a recipient of a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts for his sculpture and has been reviewed in prestigious publications such as the New York Times, Art in America, Art News, and Art Forum. He has an extensive exhibition history, and his artwork is represented in many prestigious public and private collections throughout our nation. We're pleased that we have a work by Howard Kalish here in Hartford. We're pleased that we have it here in this Northwest neighborhood, which is a very important corridor for all of us, for the future of our city. This neighborhood is a key, as all of them are, but this one, as one of the arteries west, is particularly significant. So I'd like to have the artist come and give you his vision of what this piece was, and to be able to celebrate him for a few minutes. Howard?
First of all, I'd like to thank the mayor and the Arts Council and the library for the opportunity to place a sculpture of mine in such a beautiful setting and such a wonderful neighborhood, and to have the opportunity to influence the neighborhood in ways that were just described, and to have people come together. It's a great feeling for the artists, and to know that the work will be here for many years, hopefully many, many years. As Mr. Poland said, I was when I conceived of doing a piece for this site. One of the I think one of the factors in my selection was I had done a work previously for a library, which was somewhat similar and had the idea of books kind of flying around. But in this situation, I came here and I saw that the library and the entire block was a kind of a unit, and I wanted to link the library with the artist collective. So I thought of the idea of doing a musical staff, and the books being on a musical staff, and actually did a little bit of research. And you can go online, and I'm a lover of jazz, so I typed in John Coltrane, and to get the idea of what music looks like. I had played a little bit, but years ago. And I saw that you can actually get a solo and hear the music in an animated form as the notes are being played and going along. And it's fabulous, and it's like watching an animated cartoon. But the only trouble with it is it's very linear and it keeps going in time. But a sculpture is done in space, so I had to adapt that idea and make the books be more of them, so that you couldn't sing it as a melody, but it would show the complexity of what's inside of books and what's in music and essentially what's in culture and what's in the product of the human mind. So I'd like you to think of this as being notes, but inside of each note are thousands of words. So there's a complexity, there are complexities within complexities, and this is just one bar of that symphony that goes on and has gone on and will go on for, hopefully for many, many centuries, and is contained in these institutions and can be shared from these institutions with the people of the community, especially the younger people as they're growing up. So this is what not that people will be thinking of what I just said when they look at the sculpture, but what I said will somehow, hopefully, be transmitted, especially over time. So thanks again for the opportunity.
Thank you, Howard. And I just want to say, it's so important, particularly for this community, to show this community that this city of Hartford really cares about this community and cares in investing in this neighborhood, and to show the children and the people that live here that the city has chosen to put this sculpture here really means that we really care about them. And I think that it's important for them, for a sense of pride for all the children that live here, to see that the mayor and his Christina Newman Scott's here, and all the people that are leading the city now really care, and Matt and all the investment we're putting in this neighborhood. So thank you for that. Thank you, Howard. I want you to know how proud we are to dedicate your inspiring work. We especially appreciate you being here with us this afternoon so that we can do this in person. And before we cut the ribbon, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. And after we cut the ribbon, we want to invite you inside for some warm cider. I also want to take a minute to thank Liz Hucker, who works with me on my team at the Arts Council, and Evan Johnson for their really hard work and all the effort they put into this. It was a long project, very important project, so thank you, Evan and Liz, for all your hard work.